Yeah, fire was a real blow. As I say, we were cruising along pretty good and felt good about the boatyard, our lives. Things were working out pretty well. And then in October, late October 1989, we were upstairs, sound asleep, and Pam couldn't sleep. She said, I can't sleep. I don't know what's wrong. So she walks down to the beach, and it was about midnight, walks down to the beach, and all of a sudden she hears this explosion and looks toward town and sees this glow. And then the phone rings, and she comes running up to the house, and then the phone rings, and right away we knew something was up, and it was Christy Kinsman, Gary Maynard's wife, said, Nat, the boatyard's on fire. And I don't know if I called Ross or she called him. Anyway, we converged at the boatyard, and the place was an inferno. And it was, we had 2 boats on the rails, another boat sidetracked, a brand new boat in the outer shop that was 90% complete, a bunch of smaller boats being built, dinghies and whatnot, and boats on the beach. And anyway, it was not a pretty picture. So we didn't know what to do, but there was the boat on the lower cradle. We thought, well, maybe we can launch that before it explodes into flames. The heat was getting to it, and it was starting to smoke and char. And so we hauled in because the power was off. So we hauled in on the cable for the railway, tripped the pawl, and then let her go. And she went down the ways and into the water. And so we were able to save the boat, although when we did haul her back out a few days later, we realized we had to replank one side. It got so badly charred. But anyway, we saved the boat. The other boat, there was a boat on the top of the cradle that got too badly damaged to save, a nice boat, a 55-foot yawl. And then Rick Brew had his own boat on the sidetrack, which got totally destroyed. And then the new boat in the shop, there was nothing left of that boat. It was a puddle of lead on the sand was all that was left. All the tools got baked and twisted and destroyed, buildings gone. So we didn't know what to do. We congregated down there the next day, and these insurance guys in trench coats were walking around, and Ross and I were sort of kicking at the dirt and wondering, well, maybe this was meant to happen. Maybe we're supposed to go do something else now. And then people started showing up by the dozens. And by the middle of the day, there were probably 100 people around picking up tools out of the ashes and taking them away and cleaning them up. And people were offering us space to store things and clean things and rebuild stuff. And then friend John Evans and John Clark, they opened up an account for us. This was before the GoFundMe days. They just opened up a bank account, put some money in it, and made it known that anyone could put money in this account. And then after the fire, one of the first people I see walking over through the ashes is Erford Burt, and he's got his ads over his shoulder. And he comes up to me and he goes, Nat, I want you to have my ads. Go back to work. Which was a very touching moment, and I have it, still have it. It's a beautiful ads. But that was a big thing for him to part with.
Yeah.
He built a lot of boats with that ads. Pretty quickly, things started looking up, and what the big change there was, we realized at that point that the community wanted us here. They gave us a pretty clear message that you guys are going back to work, and we're going to help you. So it just connected us with the island community at large in a pretty special way. much more than we had been before. We had, you know, we thought some people liked us here, some people didn't, but now we knew, okay, we're really embraced by the island, and we started returning that embrace in a stronger way and doing, you know, doing benefit sales and helping other organizations. So the fire, which was a disaster, turned into a great thing. The Black Dog put on a benefit dinner for us, which was just packed house, great benefit dinner. And then on Halloween, Dave Thompson brought the Scamanche over to our dock, the ferry, the New Bedford ferry. And then the Taylor family, James and Kate and Alex and Huey and Livingston, put on a benefit concert and a big party on the dock there on the ferry. And so anyway, money was coming in for the rebuild. The morale was on a meteoric rise. It was pretty neat. And then we got, you know, we sketched out a drawing of what we wanted for a new shop on the same footprint, but a much better building. Gurney Sawmill sawed up all the timbers for us, and then we had a barn raising where hundreds of people showed up, and the whole place, the whole shop was built in a weekend practically. So well, we were back to work by first of the year.
So in some ways, in retrospect, it was a blessing.
It was.
You got the shop the way you wanted it to be.
Yeah, it was a true, you know, the phoenix rising from the ashes.